fellow carbon-based bipeds. I'm Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1999 film Turbulence 2, Fear of Flying, starring Craig Sheffer, Jennifer Beals, Tom Berenger, and Jeffrey Nording. But first, a word from our sponsors. An overview of the movie. A group of people taking a fear of flying course are about to finish their treatment by taking a flight from Seattle to Los Angeles. However, the flight is taken over by a terrorist with a chemical weapon, and it falls to the members of the class to overcome their fears and fight back to regain control of the plane. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, the lead of this movie is really funny. Not in like a comedic, humorous way, but in an awkward, funny kind of way. Like, you can tell he's uncomfortable. He's clearly uncomfortable with the situation he's in. He doesn't feel comfortable at all. He's at unease, and as such, he's becoming awkward. He's making situations awkward. Like, there are these two people who are trying to, hook up and they're dating and stuff, and then he interjects himself in their romantic moment and kind of ruins the entire mood. It's freaking hilarious, and you're looking at the guy and you're like, is this guy really the hero of this movie? I can't believe just how awkward and unnatural and weird and goofy and just mindless he is. It's not so much, he's oblivious to what's going on with the two people trying to get together and start dating and stuff. He's clearly oblivious to it, and that makes for some very awkward situations between the three of them, and it's hilarious because of it. Also, this movie, the majority of this movie takes place on an airplane that's in the air, and as such, they did a great job of just capturing that claustrophobic feel that happens from taking an action movie and have it happening in such tight quarters and in such a small area of space in which they can move around. They did a fantastic job of just capturing the claustrophobic feel that you would get, making you realize and understand that this is a tight, cramped area, and they can't really escape from it. They have to deal with the situation at hand. They can't run away and be like, I'm free. No, because if they try and run away, they'll fall to their death. They can't run away. They have to deal with the situation at hand, and they did a great job of just showing that and making that be realistic and making you feel and understand that type of tension. Also, and kind of tying in with that, they did a fantastic job of just building suspense in this movie. You have these moments where what's going to happen? Is the plane going to crash? Are these people going to die? What's going on? I don't really know, but it was just fantastic. It felt tight, it felt gritty, and it was very suspenseful. This movie banked on suspense. It wasn't really about a lot of traditional action. It banked on suspense and building that tension, and they did it beautifully. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, there were a lot of factual errors in this movie, like what things do what and how things work. I don't understand the specifics of it because I don't know a lot about airplanes and airplane technology, but at one point they had it so you could adjust something from the wings and the flaps and spoilers or wings, or I don't know what it was called, but they had it where you could control that stuff from in the cargo bay. No, you can't do that from the cargo bay. You can only do that from the cockpit. In the cargo bay, they just store stuff. That's just a massive storage area, and you can't control the rudders, flaps, thingies from in there. And they had them doing that in the movie. A lot of these things happen. A lot of these factual errors happen just, with simple airplane mechanics. Yes, I don't understand airplanes, so I probably missed a whole bunch of these errors, but I know they were there. Also, this is not a traditional action movie. Yes, there's the occasional gunfight with a couple people getting shot. There's a fist fight here and there, but mostly it's not a traditional action movie. There's not a lot of action scenes. This movie banks on building suspense and building that tension and just getting you on the edge of your seat. So there's not a lot of traditional action scenes in this movie. One thing that annoyed me about this movie that might not annoy other people, but it's one of my pet peeves in movies, is Craig Sheffer was in Turbulence 2, and he was also in Turbulence 3, which I reviewed earlier for this channel. But in both movies, he played completely different characters. He wasn't the same character. I mean, that just annoys me. And yes, I saw Turbulence 3, so it annoyed me more when I saw Turbulence 2 as opposed to the other way around. But it really did annoy me. They got the same actor playing a different character, and they're both lead characters. It just really hurt the continuity. I mean, these stories are supposed to take place in the same, for lack of a better term, universe, like the same world. So he would, I mean, unless he's like a twin or something who changed his name, it doesn't make any sense to have him be have the same actor play a different character. It kind of ruins the continuity of the series. And kind of tying in with that, this isn't a true sequel. I mean, Turbulence 1 is about Ray Liotta, who's a criminal being transported on a plane, and he takes over the plane. Aside from the whole bad guy taking over plane, passenger has to fight back to regain control of the plane, this movie has nothing in common with Turbulence 1 or even Turbulence 2 or Turbulence 3. And well, they got Turbulence 2 and 3 both have Craig Sheffer in it. But story-wise, they have nothing in common aside from the takeover of an airplane. It's not a true sequel, and I'd rather have it called something else, just give it some other name, and it would have stood a lot better. I mean, it would have been a better movie if it hadn't been kind of billed as a sequel. It would have made it feel more genuine and less like, oh, I'm expecting this, but what I got is nothing like that except for airplane stuff. Really, just call it something else. Call it Fear of Flying. Seriously, just get rid of the Turbulence 2 part. Just call it Fear of Flying. It would have been great. My overall thoughts on the movie? I enjoyed this movie, and I give it one thumb up. This movie is more of an exciting, suspenseful thrill ride, and it doesn't rely on fight scenes as much as most action movies do, and that's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be known going in. As far as factual errors go, if you don't really know a lot about airplanes and how they work, chances are you won't notice most of the errors. If you like exciting, suspenseful movies, I highly recommend Turbulence 2. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week and top 10 lists posted on the 10th of every month. Also, if you have any recommendations for things you would like me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below and follow us on Twitter at explosions_TV. Thank you and have a nice day.